Hi, my name is Johan Badenhorst. I'm here at the University of Pretoria. In the recent past, tourism has grown at a rapid rate internationally and also here in South Africa. And here at Tux, they offer a BCom degree in tourism management.
You know, Johan, I've been in tourism for about 30 years and I've seen this industry grow phenomenally. In South Africa, you might have heard the Minister just saying the other day that South Africa is becoming one of the top 20 destinations in the world. Globally, of course, it's the fastest growing industry. And that's what makes tourism management so absolutely exciting for new graduates. There are amazing opportunities as managers. We have students in all the diverse aspects of tourism.
Now, speaking of BCom tourism management and so on, how can you actually cater for managers in such a diverse field as airlines, game parks, sports events? There's a whole variety.
You know, when we do the BCom, our objective is to produce effective leaders for such a diverse industry. So they have a generic BCom, they have a BCom that includes things like economics, business management, marketing management, even some philosophy. And what we have is that we combine that with our various industries within the tourism sector, such as aviation, hospitality, ecotourism, attractions, events. So they get a very good management grounding, but they understand the tourism industry.
So again, we were all excited about 2010 and the impact that it will have on tourism in South Africa. You were marketing South Africa at FIFA, 2010 Soccer World Cup. Can you tell us about that experience?
Well, it was incredible, as you said. You know, I think the entire country was in awe about what happened. The biggest event in the world that we hosted. So it was very exciting times for us, and obviously from a marketing point of view, it made a lot of sense for South Africa to get involved in an event like that. But I think more especially the question becomes, so what happens after the World Cup? And I think, you know, the partnership with the University of Pretoria, the tourism department, in really developing the tourism management program is critical in ensuring that we develop the right skills for the country. I think it's important that we have the right people in ensuring that when we host major events like the World Cup in the future, we deliver a world-class experience. And I think that's what we experienced during the World Cup. The challenge now is to make sure that we train more people that can have the right skills in managing events going forward.
What you are saying is get a degree.
Absolutely. I think that skills is really the cornerstone for any economy. I think that if we want to have a vibrant economy, these are the programs that actually go a long way in making sure that we have the right people to do these kinds of events.
The growth of tourism is completely dependent on the accessibility of a destination, particularly in South Africa, which is regarded as a long-haul destination. We rely heavily on air transport to bring tourists to our shores. In the BCom Tourism Management program, students understand the importance of air transport in tourism, how the air transport industry functions, its management challenges, how consumers select and buy airline tickets, important trends, and so on. Of course, at postgraduate level, the students interact quite a lot with the airline industry, and tourism management graduates have been employed by a number of airlines such as SAA, Qatar Airways, Emirates and Mango in various positions. The division Tourism Management also does a great deal of research in the airline industry on issues like airline distribution, loyalty programs and so on. The hospitality industry is the largest and most labour-intensive sector of the tourism industry. It consists of a variety of product offerings such as hotels, guest houses, game lodges, restaurants, casinos and even resorts. Managers are needed in the hospitality industry to understand and oversee a number of functional areas, such as food and beverage, housekeeping, front office and administration. And to do this, they require a clear appreciation of the operational and strategic issues that affect the establishment's profitability and efficiency. The BCom degree at Tux delivers students with the necessary knowledge and in-depth understanding of the key areas of hospitality, so that they can manage operations from a holistic perspective.
From your experience, do you think there is a need for graduates in this industry?
Definitely there's a need for graduates. you'll find that university students, they actually have a good problem-solving skills and very good management skills as well. So in today's competitive environment, having a degree behind your name just makes you more employable, and that is exactly what the tourism industry needs. But Adrienne, you've also got a BCom in tourism and a BCom honours. How do you find that that makes you more competitive in your day-to-day operations?
I manage both large and small, local and global clients' travel accounts. Did you know these accounts can run into millions of rands and thus need to be managed so carefully? Managing an account entails controlling travel expenditure, negotiating with suppliers, ensuring the employees comply with the travel policy, and managing travel data. The University of Pretoria is one of less than a handful of institutions worldwide that include business travel as part of their syllabus at an undergraduate and postgraduate level.
And interestingly enough, they're actually one of the best in research management in tourism. But Ross, you're doing quite a bit on the research side over there. Tell us more about the research that you're involved in.
Our division is doing groundbreaking work to establish business travel as a scientific field. Some of the research they are currently conducting include factors influencing travel compliance, as well as travel alternatives to replace business travel. As part of my master's degree, I am conducting research in the future of travel management companies. And luckily for you, Tibor, it seems there is a future.
Oh, that's good to hear. I must say that the graduates that I've employed that have come from the University of Pretoria doing the BCom tourism degree are really very good employees. And I must say, anyone considering studying the tourism degree, I recommend the University of Pretoria.
Tourism is the largest user of information in the world. Why appoint graduates from the University of Pretoria?
It's easy and it's clear for us. The graduates have been through an extensive program around tourism, and you want to employ people that have a very early understanding of the tourism sector and grasp all the concepts. And it's up to us then to elaborate and to build onto those concepts.
So the graduates have a clear understanding of the industry.
You know, for us it's, you know, the industry continually changes, and you know, what applies to what the universities were studying 10 years ago around tourism is totally different to the way it is now. So as much as the banking sector changes, so does the tourism sector change, and especially from an online perspective, technology continually pushes our boundaries in everything we do every day. And the university gives those kids a very good grounding around what's happening around new. And that's what's important for us, is that they're not coming in with a preconceived idea of what happened in the tourism industry 10 years ago. We need them to understand the internet is now and just flow straight into it.
A really exciting development in our department is the research collaboration and memorandum of understanding we have with the National Department of Tourism. They've given us quite a few research projects, and of course they support our students a great deal through funding, bursaries for postgraduate students, honours, masters and doctoral level. Our research that we do for the National Department of Tourism covers a whole host of interesting topics like competitiveness of South Africa as a tourist destination. Petsile, you worked on one of our projects last year. What did you think about it?
Well, as you know, I worked on the matching supply and demand project, and you know, for me it was an amazing experience to work with so many different diverse people in the team. And you know, for me the most exciting thing was how well the results and the model was developed. And it was received by both the academic world and the industry, and they are going to implement it countrywide, so that was quite an achievement for the whole team.
Dr. Mabunda, how did your studies at the University of Pretoria benefit you as the Chief Executive Officer of National Parks?
You know, it's much better to study and understand the background and philosophy of a particular science than to do it by gut feel, trial and error. So we now become more methodical in approach, particularly the aspect of research, because you can't just implement things without having planned them, and planning is preceded by research, and you need to be able to do that.
And Len, why have tourism in national parks?
Essentially it's a conservation funding strategy, and we have to be very responsible in how we conduct tourism in national parks, and currently 85% of our operational revenue is generated through tourism. In order to manage this better, we implemented a responsible tourism strategy which looks at where we want to be in 2022. It takes a lead from the national tourism sector strategy, and part of being responsible is research. And in order to conduct research, we partner with various institutions, one of them being the University of Pretoria, and we have an MOU with them. And basically that looks at what research we need to undertake to better inform us in the decisions we take around whether it be development, operations, customer service, whatever it may be. And that helps us make decisions. We don't make it purely based on that. There are other issues we have to take into account, but research is a key component.
Maar as jy het in Finland jou meestersgraad gaan doen, dit klink nogal opwindend.
Ja, dat is correct. Ik heb 'n geleentheid gekry van toerismebestuur om in Finland, om meer spesifiek te wees, die Universiteit van Oulu, die eerste deel van my meesters daar te gaan studeer. En ek moet sê dit was 'n wonderlike geleentheid. Die beurs wat ons gekry het my in staat gestel om vliegtuigkaartjies was betaal, visas was betaal en dan doen jy maar navorsing op daai stadium. En op jou topic hang afhangende wat het is en dan kan jy kom terug Suid-Afrika toe en dan doen jy die res daar.
En wat is die titel van jou studie?
Well, the role of biodiversity in national parks on visitor experiences, and it was a case study from Olanka National Park in Finland and Golden Gate in South Africa.
As you may know, I'm a passionate nature lover and a documentary filmmaker, and have crisscrossed the continent on various expeditions. I have come to realize that sustainable ecotourism is an essential field of study today within the context of tourism management, as you need to know how to manage both the natural and cultural resource base of any country in a sustainable way. Our planet, with climate change and the depletion of natural resources, is in serious distress, and we need you to come and study tourism management at Takkies to help manage this critical situation, not only in South Africa, but in Africa and the world.